All right, so in this video, I'm going to talk about how I'm going to take over the pickup industry. And this video might sound like it's just me bragging, me showing off. Oh, I'm so cool. Look at me taking over. It's partly about that, but really what it's about is how I set goals, how I go about that, what my mindset is, so that you can copy that for whether it's for attracting women, being more successful in business, any goal that you might have. And as for my qualifications, like why would you listen to the way I set goals? 3 years ago, I was completely broke. And when I say completely broke, I mean I was completely broke. I had $0 in the bank and I made like $50 a week from freelancing. That's where I started. And now last month I made about 20K. And if I keep it the same track, I'll make 6 figures this year. I made 6 figures last year. But my goal is actually to make 7 figures this year. And the way I do that is by conquering the pickup industry. And the pickup niche, you've got Todd V, you've got Coach Kyle, you've got people like that, right? Those are the big names in the industry. And I look at them, and it's not that I dislike their content, but would it really be that hard to outdo them? Would it be really that hard to get 10 times their views within a few months? Maybe 5 times their views. I don't know. 10 times sounds like a lot. But right now, in terms of views in the pickup industry, I'm like number 5, number 6, somewhere around there. And if I want to become number 1, I would need to get about 10 to 20 times as many views as I'm currently getting. And I got to where I am. My main channel has 20,000 subscribers almost. And I got there working on my channel about 10 hours per week. That's not a lot. There are people who work 80, 90, 100 hours per week on something when they're dedicated. And so I've really been thinking, I have not been doing nearly as much as I could be doing. And I think my advice, my strategy, the things I teach are the best in the industry. And so I'm not only letting myself down, but I'm letting other people down by not conquering that industry, if that makes sense. And so the fact that I'm only putting 10 hours per week into my channel is kind of messed up, not just for myself, but for other people. And that's the first part of the mindset, is that you can offer, is like thinking you can offer a lot of value, that you have a lot that you can accomplish, and that there's no excuse that you're not doing so. That's the first thing, because when I told my own mother that I was going to be an entrepreneur, I was going to make money online, I was not going to do graduate school, I was going to drop out, she was like, "You're never going to make it." And her boyfriend said I was never going to make it, a very smart, charismatic guy. And it'd be very easy to listen to them. But with just 10 hours to 20 occasionally, but 10 to 20 hours per week, I did make it. Within 2 years, I was making more than I would have made with my master's degree. The first thing is the mindset of potential, the mindset that your competition fucking sucks. So when I think Todd V and Coach Kyle, in terms of the amount of output, the amount of effort they're putting into their channels, they fucking suck. And it would be easy to put 10 times as much effort as they're putting in to make my channel bigger than theirs. And there are many reasons for that, but I'll talk more specifics about my strategy, so you get an idea of like how do you turn this mindset into specifics. But the general overarching idea is, look at the people around you. Is the competition really that difficult? I managed to get straight A's in college studying not that much. It wasn't that hard. Like, I had a full-time job. I was working 40 hours per week and had a 4.0 consistently. And that was not that difficult to do. And I look around and the people are not that smart. They're not that talented. But we put ourselves on a low standard. We see what other people are doing and we put ourselves on that standard, right? 70% of Americans are fat. 70% of Americans are overweight. So we put ourselves on the standard that that's what's normal. So if you change your standard of what's normal, then you're going to get different results. Now, what does that actually look like? In terms of pickup, in terms of taking over YouTube, what you want to do, and this could apply to any business, any goal that you have, you want to look at the most successful examples around you and think, how can you do what they do and what can you do slightly differently? So when I look at Coach Kyle, very successful, what made him go viral? What made his channel blow up? He had an infield that was a 4-minute pool, and then his channel, he gets like 1 million views in a month. And I know from my own channel, infield is the closest I went to going viral. I've had infield videos get 10,000 views in the first day. It's nerve-wracking to do infield because you're going to be judged a lot more than with normal videos. It's harder to do, but less people do it. So if I double down on infield, then my channel will inevitably blow up. No one else is putting out infield. Almost no one else in the industry. The only people who are doing it are prank channels. So all I have to do in the next 3 months, by the way, this video, you're gonna see it now and think, oh, well, he's just, being arrogant, he's being cocky, jacking himself off. But then in 3 months, when I'm getting more views than Todd V, when I'm getting more views than Coach Kyle, when my sub count might not catch up to theirs that fast, it might, but when it's on the track to beating them, then it's going to be obvious that, holy shit, this mindset, this strategy worked. And so that's the main reason I'm making this video, is for posterity, for it's something to look back at. Once I've proven that what I'm doing is true, then you can see, holy shit, he wasn't lying. Because usually when we see success stories, we see only the after. We see, okay, this guy's rich, this guy gets a lot of girls. Like, I wish I had infield. I wish I had infield videos from when I was 19 and I had crippling social anxiety, because that would be extremely inspirational. So that's the idea of this video, is that you're gonna be able to look back at this in 3 months. Now you might think, it's not gonna happen, no way. He's being arrogant, no way. In 3 months, when my channel is getting 50,000, 100,000 views per day, he wasn't fucking around. And what does that mean for me? What does that mean for my goal for losing weight, for making more money, for getting more girls in my life, for approaching women, whatever it is? I have a full-time employee who can record me, but I am hesitant to do it. I resist it. But once I start getting 10 to 20 hours of new infield footage per week, and I post 2 infield videos every day, one of them is going to go viral. Eventually, one of them is going to have the right thumbnail, the right title, maybe something controversial happens, maybe a white knight will come in, maybe some beta male will say, you shouldn't approach her, and then I'll pull the girl in front of him. Something interesting will happen, and eventually my channel will go viral. And I'll be posting infield, and I'll also be posting, like funny videos where I try different ideas. I've been looking at what goes viral, so there's like basketball shots, but each one is more impressive. So I'm going to try that with infield. Approaching women, but each one gets more sexual, for example, right? Or approaching women until I get rejected. Looking at other things that work in other niches and then applying it to myself, to a different niche. That's an idea that is, it's called the remix strategy. It has been proven to work. So I'm going to be doing that. I'm going to be half posting real infields, just good interactions, and half posting funny videos, but doing different things until I find something that hits the algorithm. So that's part of it. The other part is posting a lot of different content, reacting to people who are blowing up. So reacting to Andrew Tate because he's blowing up. He's a genius marketer. He's blowing up. Reacting to his videos can get some of that traffic. Reacting to other viral videos, other videos that are somehow relevant to pick up movies, TV shows, because I've done it before, it's worked, it's gotten more views than most videos do. And so by doing that, I'm eventually going to get a video that's bound to get 1 million views in the first week. It's going to happen eventually if I keep doing that. And so that's the underlying principle that I'm talking about here. Is the biggest thing when it comes to anything is not necessarily the creativity or even the quality of the content. You would think it would be, but really it's the amount of effort. So when it comes to approaching women, if you approach 100 women, let's say 50 women in a night out, by the end of it, you're going to get a ton of numbers. You're going to have some girls liking you. And part of it is just the sheer numbers game. So like if I post 50 videos in a week, one of them is going to do well, right? Part of it's just luck, right? You put a bunch of shit out there, something is going to stick. That's part of it, right? It's the luck factor. But the other part of it is the fact that momentum is very powerful. So when you approach 100 women, the first approach might be awkward, but after you've been rejected 5, 10 times, you stop giving a shit. and you get more momentum and you get more confident in yourself. And everything you do becomes more effective. Just like with YouTube videos, it's very awkward talking to a lens, looking into a lens that gives you no social feedback and making a video. That's awkward. It's difficult to do. You could try it and make a 10-minute video. It's awkward. And it's awkward for me. I'm not immune to that. I don't really like it naturally. But I've noticed in periods when I'm making a video every day, or let's say I'm making 2 videos a day, all of a sudden it becomes way more comfortable. But if I were to make, say, 5 videos a day, not only is it going to become comfortable, but I'm going to start enjoying it. I'm going to start becoming addicted to it. I'm going to become way more charismatic on camera. I'm going to get a better idea of which titles do well in the algorithm. And on an unconscious level, you understand the skill set better. And this applies to anything. So momentum is extremely, extremely powerful, and it's very underestimated. It's the same thing. If you approach 100 women, by the end of that night where you approach, okay, most people are never going to do that, 50 women. When you approach 50 women, by the end of those 50 approaches, you're going to be more charismatic than you've ever been in your fucking life. You're going to be doing things you never thought you were capable of. I guarantee it. Go do it. You probably won't, but go do it and you will become more charismatic than you ever thought you were capable of becoming. I guarantee that. And the same thing applies to YouTube, to business, to anything else. Momentum is extremely powerful. The most popular channel in the Red Pill community, which is related to the pickup community, is Just Pearly Things. It's this girl who does a podcast. She posts 10 videos a day. The videos are not the highest effort videos. She does a podcast that's like 3 hours, and she posts clips. She goes over a bunch of different topics. But doing 10 videos a day, doing 3 hours a day, has led her channel to have exponential growth. It got like 50, 70K subscribers in 1 month, so she went from like 100 to 150K in 1 month. That's insane. That's unheard of. It was done because of the sheer amount of effort. Fresh and Fit, I don't agree with some of the things they say, but guess what? They put in so much effort doing 2 shows every day, at least 5 days a week, that they blew up. In 6 months, they went from no audience to something like 500,000 subscribers. So that's part of my strategy. I'm going to put the volume of effort, and if all I can do is 5 videos talking to the camera, 5 live videos like this, I'll do that. Fine. But I'm going to do that plus doing different creative things. So reacting to to people who are very successful already, because it's good for the algorithm. And then also doing infield and doing prank videos where I'm going to try to show good game, but I'm still doing, like, I have to use an awkward line to open with, or I have to act like a certain character. That's the idea. That is the most likely thing to go viral. By doing this within 3 months, I will be getting more views than Todd V, Coach Kyle. I don't know who else might be getting the most views in the industry, but those are the 2 that come to mind. But I will be getting the most views in the industry, and my channel will get to at least 50K subs in 3 months. And I'm saying that now. I'm going to put this publicly. I'm going to put this out publicly. Some people are going to think, I'm ridiculous. Some people are going to mock it. I'm arrogant, etc. That is going to be some people's reaction, but after 3 months passes, this will be out there, right? People will be able to see that it came true. It's going to be inspirational because you're going to see that it came true.